What's good with it, everybody? Still rocking no intro. We back again with another Brawl Stars. I guess this is a prediction podcast, so we're not talking about information that is already known. This is the first time we've tried something like this, but obviously we'll talk about stuff that's happened beforehand, other summer updates. But I'm your host Buzzy, and I'm here joined with Sea Smoke and Krong.
Yes, I'm Krong, president every single KTB podcast from day one. Very proud of it. I wear that shit with a badge of honor, and I continue to keep up that streak.
Yes, I am C-Spoke. I've also been present in every KTB podcast since day number one.
Yeah, what the fuck are you guys on about?
You shouldn't be talking because you're the one who has a history of being tardy to the podcast. So we got to talk about that after the shit.
This is ridiculous.
Not fucking cool.
So what we're gonna do for today's episode, got that shit out at the beginning, but we're just going to run over all of the prior summer updates before, and I believe there's been 3 or 4 of them, but we'll talk about them all if they have any relevance, and then try and compare it to what this summer update could be. And for everybody who's listening, the Brawl Talks are going to come out. Well, the Brawl Talks going to come out on either the 18th or the 25th of this month. So we don't know. I want to say it's going to be the 18th so that they have 2 weeks before summer. But if they're following the schedule they usually do, then it'll be the 25th. But then they have like 1 week. So I'm not sure. I feel like they have to do 2 weeks to fucking prepare people. But are you guys ready for the information overload?
Completely, utterly ready.
I'm always ready.
Okay, so we got to take it back. And Brawl Stars' first summer update doesn't really have any relevance because the game was just like being created around like Q2 of 2017, I believe.
Oh shit! Yeah, I wasn't even playing back then. So you're playing since the beginning, right? So you probably would know.
Yeah, I did
quit for the launch.
It very well could have been. I'm not familiar with it because I was gone. I quit when they went horizontal, so I missed the summer.
Was that not the summer update?
What's up?
Was that not the summer update?
The horizontal. It could have been. I didn't stick around. So, C-Smoke, you got anything to say?
No, I didn't play then.
Okay, so that's out of the way. That summer update doesn't have any relevance. Probably just a normal update because they didn't have many at that time. But then I know that the next summer update was Star Powers, or second Star Powers. One of the two, I believe it's second Star Powers. Yes, it was. So the summer of 2018 is when they dropped some new Star Powers. And that was a very nice update because they also released Tick at the same time, which was an absolute, just absurd time period. It was just like, the Tick apocalypse, everybody was using him, and you got him for free at like 4,000 trophies, and everybody had 4,000 trophies at that point. So it was just a disaster. It was like triple Tick in every game, and he looked a lot different. It felt a lot different back then. I actually just rewatched the video a couple minutes ago, and what he used to do is he used to shoot out Spike's super. Like when Spike throws like the plant in the air, that's what Tick used to throw in the air. His radius used to be like double the size of what it is now, to be honest.
Wait, what?
Yeah, and his super, when he put down the Tick head, it actually had like the purple, what do you call it? Like purple aura, like Tara's shadows have following them, like the little smoke, I guess. That used to be a thing as well.
I don't get what you mean by Spike's attack.
Do you know Spike?
About that.
Spike throws a super in the air.
Cactuses,
yeah, he did the same thing. Tick would throw this like little cactus in the air. I'm not even kidding. Like you can go look. He throws he used to throw a little blue cactus in the air, just like Spike did, and then it would drop the mines out of it.
Oh, I thought okay.
But during that update, it was pretty hype, to be honest. I remember that time. And they dropped second Star Powers for a lot of brawlers, and I believe it was like 3 every week is what it was.
Yeah.
And they ran out the course of the summer. And why the summers and Brawl Stars have so much significance is because they take at least a month break, I believe. It's just mandatory in Finland, I guess. So they are not working on the game, so they have to make something that rolls out over the course of that time period that they're gone. But do you guys have any memories from that update?
I think you go see Smoke.
Well, at that time, I probably had like 1 star power, so I didn't really care at all because I'm like, wow, that's more stuff I will not be able to play with for a long time. Sick.
Fuck. Do you remember?
Yeah, I remember. I remember the fucking sneak peek of, all the fucking, like, they're flashing the names, like fucking curveball, protective pirouette, fucking uh
Sponge.
sponge, yeah. And it has fucking colors behind it, and it's fucking crazy. People trying to decipher it. And I think Kairos got it, like, the first time, like, it's gonna be second star powers, and the colors are the rarity, all that shit. And I was I was mad excited. And then when it came out, I was even more excited because I think I wasn't maxed, but I had definitely a fucking good amount of star powers and shit. And then, more on top of that shit, really fucking cool. And, it was throughout the whole summer, shit was just really fucking fun because they didn't drop it all in one shit. It was, every fucking week there'd be new shit. And yeah, it's just a really good fucking update back when I used to play the game.
Yeah, I enjoyed that, and it was definitely a nice time, and just when that happened, it was worth staying up till like the AM to go get. I still do that to this day. I think it's just been a part of me, but to wait till the shop resets and see if I could purchase anything. I was obviously starting to get to the point around that time where my account was becoming maxed. I'm nowhere close to what I am now, but I was doing pretty well, so I could afford to actually spend coins, even though it's what is like 2,000 coins for each star power, and it's still like that to this day. But it was worth it back then. Not worth it right now. I would not do that right now. Like, do not do that right now. So it was a pretty good update. There's no complaints. They didn't have much to roll out by then. So now we're probably up to the summer of 2019, which was a very, very fun summer. That was my favorite summer update, and that was the summer of gadgets and the Brawl Pass. So gadgets came out about 2 months beforehand, or were like previewed 2 months beforehand, pretty much. But the way that it worked, and there were so many of them, they were just rolling them out pretty much from May, or not May. They were rolling them out from March all the way to fucking like August. Like there was just so many of them. So they were doing like every 2 weeks or so. They drop a couple more. Maybe it was the same thing, like 3 every week. Whatever it was, there were like probably 38 to 42 brawlers in the game at that point. I would side with 38 to 40 though. And it was right when Jackie and Sprout were coming out that time. So I believe that's around like 36, 37 to 40. And they were releasing them like wildfire. And it was actually so engaging because it was a really long time. Like they kind of had the game on lock. They had the community on like a hold. And people were just waiting to get the gadget for their favorite brawler, just to get a gadget in general. Like it's a whole new thing. It's a button that didn't exist before. And it's a button. That's the most important thing. Star powers are not a button. It's not something you access during the match. It's just like you have it equipped at all times. Whereas this, you actually have to pinpoint the exact second, even to the fucking millisecond where you pressing that gadget is very, very important. And it's a whole nother like step of like skill. And it was very, very engaging at that time. I enjoyed it a lot.
Well, gadgets at that point, I was actually like starting to get my account maxed out. I think by the time the second Brawl Pass came around, my account was like pretty much maxed out, and I'm like, dang, these gadgets are actually pretty cool, and they changed the game a lot. Did not like how they were balanced because there are some gadgets that were just extremely good and some that just did absolutely nothing. And it's still like that to this day. There are some that do like nothing at all, but a lot of them are really good and can change the game if you use them in the correct way. But I was actually, this is probably the time during the game that I was most excited for every update. I'm like, dang, Brawl Talk next weekend. We're staying up until like 4 a.m. to watch the Brawl Talk. And, the game was just popping back then. They should take some of the example that they set back then and go back to the old ways.
Well, back then, as you said, with the 4 a.m. thing, they were dropping Brawl Talks at like stupid hours. And then they finally set on like 11 a.m. Like that's the best time. But back then, like I remember for that Brawl Talk or Brawl Pass update, which we got to talk about, I stayed up waiting. I'm just staring at the fucking blank silhouette of what was Gil. And you knew that it was something to do with snow because you could see he was wearing a mitts and a fucking little snow hat. You didn't know what it was. So you were excited. And when they released the Brawl Pass and brought it up, that was crazy. It was like, you guys just dropped gadgets and now you're dropping this. I was like, I couldn't even like contain my excitement because like this was our game. This was like, we watched this game become what it is. Like they're really taking steps to become mainstream. That was like a really, really mainstream update, 2 in a row. What do you think, Carl?
To go back before to the fucking gadget update with Jackie. First of all, when Jackie came out, I was a god fucking Jackie. This was back when you could fucking a new brawler came out and she was super rare, so I got her like, fucking 10 minutes into the update. But I already had fucking brawl boxes or brawl boxes, from before the Brawl Pass times, if you fucking remember that. And I just fucking opened a shit ton of them, got them maxed, and I was a fucking god Jackie. A bunch of new maps came out, I remember, and that was cool and all. But obviously, gadgets were the shit. And I was a bit fucking skeptical because they knew that they could be broken, right? Gadgets could like literally kind of like break the game. Talking about fucking Crow and his fucking shield gadget when it was fucked. So much so that in friendly matches they had an option to turn off gadgets. So I don't know if it's still there. If it's still there, then I think they did a good enough job in balancing them, to take it out.
No, they took it out, and then they did the same thing when they added gears, which is for future reference. But people listening now know they don't allow you to take off gears. They're just like, this is the game, deal with it.
Yeah, which watch. I was gonna say watch Kyra's new video, but I mean, who's to say we're not gonna do something about gears next podcast? Maybe, who knows? It's
Very
future
possible.
podcast, yeah. But yeah, the fucking gadgets, I was skeptical, but actually seeing the fucking gameplay and seeing how fucking like some of them were fucking boring. Like someone like fucking Spike and Rico's, that was fucking boring.
Fidget spinner.
Fidget spinner was not fucking good because fidget spinner you had to stay fucking still, and you give what? Did you get a fucking shield when you're staying still? No. Did it last out a long time? No, it lasted like fucking seconds for a mortar to just swipe in to kill you. But the other ones were fucking sick. Like the fucking good ones definitely made up for the shit ones, and the shit ones they were there, but the good ones made up a lot of the fucking gadgets and made up a lot of the fucking shit you were seeing in game. Obviously
Yeah.
people would be playing the best gadgets in game.
I remember I got 2 of the most boring ones at the beginning, like because they released them. I believe it was like 2 every week or something, but they showed them in my shop, and I was excited because it's like it's gadgets. I had a shit ton of money, so I was like, yeah, well, not cash but coins, and I'm spending whatever. I'm buying every single one of them. I already made that message to myself, and the first 2 that showed up for me were fidget spinner and then T-bone injector, which is Bull's first gadget with the healing, which was much better back then. I really wish they'd just give him back the 2000 instead of 1750 or whatever it is now. But no, it's not even
It
1750.
was
It's
15. No,
1500.
yeah, it's 1500, and it was
Yeah,
2000.
it
I
used to be
thought it was always
2000, but
1500.
no, it should be 1750 in my opinion. But especially since his second gadget now borderline outshines that one. So it really should be 1750. But back then at 2000, I was enjoying it so much. That was like my favorite gadget for a while because it really helps him. And you could just pop that health whenever you wanted. And to this day, since I was familiar with it right away and I played with it so much at the beginning, I've never actually even tried Bull's second gadget. I couldn't get over how much I liked this one. So there were some that really hit for me. Fidget spinner was terrible. There was like almost no point in using it. And a lot of them they kept the same kind of theme where it's like they weren't really trying that hard. Like there's Rico's gadget, things go out in every direction from him, and then Spike go out in every direction from him, Daryl every direction from him, and then Dynamite every direction from him. And there may even be another one I'm not thinking of. But those were like 4 right away. Like, you guys couldn't have thought of anything else. Like I'll let you off with maybe 2 the same kind of idea. 3 borderline, but 4 is overkill. Like you guys didn't even try. But I guess that they were doing them in mass, and maybe they were just trying to get it out as fast as possible. But a lot of them weren't hitting, but a lot of them were. A lot of gadgets were they were game changing. Like Frank's first gadget, it could allow you to not get stunned or to not get like interrupted while you're trying to do your super. That changed everything. Like that made Frank actually very good for a while. And Frank really struggled with that because people would just hold their super and know Frank can't pull it. And then he'd go for it, pop the gadget, they'd waste their super and then get stunned, especially a Shelly. And then it's like, fuck, that Frank just kind of changed the entire course of the game. And there were a lot of other ones as well. They didn't release them all at once, but over the course of it. And
yeah, let's not forget about like fucking the rise of Ems and Gene with their fucking like little push gadget. Like they were basically unstoppable. Like they could do whatever the fuck they want the entire game.
That's true. And they could both heal without hitting people, I believe.
Yeah,
They could press it. I don't know any other ones that stood out to like an extent that was like game changing. All the gadgets had their place. I'm trying to remember another one that really, really changed shit, but I don't know if I can.
the fucking
There
throw
was Gale.
shield.
What about Gale?
Oh yeah, the Gale, of course. It's fucking.
Oh, the old jump.
Yeah.
Yeah, that could clear you across the fucking map. That could speed run so many Brawl Ball games. And yeah, it was a whole thing. I remember that for a while. I enjoyed it. And Gale was so interesting when he got dropped to the Brawl Pass because it's like he can drop a fucking jump pad. Are you kidding me? Like they've never even tried doing something like that before. And to this day, obviously, it's been modified to like fit something that wouldn't break the game. And it's a lot shorter. It's like Gale's homemade one, but it was really, really interesting. And when they dropped Gale, and he just did all these things that were just unlike other brawlers. His width used to be a lot wider than it is now on his shots with his snowballs, and then his super, I believe it was the same, but then they tweaked it to make it more thin over time. But Gale was definitely an interesting brawler, and he stood out enough where I say that he was probably the perfect brawler to drop as a Brawl Pass, as the first one. But the Brawl Pass, we didn't even get on that. That just gave you so much amenities. There was so much progression that they just wrapped up in this fucking present and gave to everybody for a fucking very, very small price to pay. I wasn't buying it because I was maxed, but I have a couple Brawl Passes ago, so I am aware of what it's like now. But I did see it from the outside looking in. And like at the very base level of all of it, it lets you have a shiny fucking name in all colors. So that was just like, that was a statement. Your presence was known about.
Yeah, and especially like even if you didn't spend any money, or God, like they fucking did a community really fucking good because you don't have to spend money; you can just spend gems. They're not like Clash Royale, but you don't have to fucking spend shit. Even the bottom section of the Brawl Pass, you still get so much fucking shit. Like I don't want to suck Kairos' dick, but you go watch his video. Like when that update came out, he did the fucking math, and you were getting so much more rewards, like so much more. And you could fucking see it. People's account were getting maxed left and right. They were getting every brawler they fucking ever wanted, because they just kept playing the game, getting the fucking all these boxes. And now it's like every single tier had shit to collect. And back then, it wasn't like that. And it's just fucked.
And also in the free pass, if you played for like 2 free passes, you would get enough gems to buy the premium pass for free after like just 2 seasons.
Yeah, that was like the big thing. Like you can like buy it back like every other.
Yeah, what other game is doing that?
Not Clash Royale.
I mean, the free pass, it just had a lot of good stuff in general. Like you had mega boxes, big boxes, gold PowerPoints, anything you could ever ask for free.
Yeah.
And you know, and if you pay for it, you get the brawler, you get the skin, you get all those pins, and everyone just wanted all that. And during that whole summer, they gave some people like stuff to actually like grind for, do quests, get all that shit, save up boxes for the next brawler to come out, and people were actually playing during that summer.
Yeah, a lot. In mass, there were a lot of people playing. It was just an exciting time. We were obviously I was in a different clan at the time. KTB didn't exist, but I was just excited. I was excited to talk to people about this. People who had similar interests and we're all in the same community, just being like, look at what's going on, man. Like, what's your favorite? What do you want to play? It was so fun trying to play with people, playing all these like wacky duo comps because gadgets are a thing now. And like just all these new features that were just unheard of and unseen. And the Brawl Pass just looked really nice. It was tempting, I will admit. And just it was just amazing. All of that was amazing. It was a very, very good time for Brawl Stars, and debatably the best it ever was, because it doesn't really get that much better after that. So now we've got that summer out of the way. Obviously, the Brawl Pass continued on I think, 70-day pass, or a season up to season 12, I believe, which it is now. And like it's now brought down to 60 days to make it more even with matching it up with the fucking Power League season as well, all that shit. And back then I don't think Power League existed either, or it was just coming out. I think it was just Power Play. And I do know that Power Play was a thing when Sprout came out. So it was around that time too. So I believe that Power League wasn't featured yet. But I do know that Power League had come out during the year before the summer of 2020, or was it 2021? Hold on.
I
So
think it.
20.
I think it came out a year later.
No, Sprout came after Jackie. They even teased Sprout in the Jackie one. So that came out in like April or May. I believe it was May. I remember it happening too, because my boy at the time, K Frank, got it, and it was just like it was cheating. Like you could just lock people in the Brawl Stars gold. So you can't do that anymore, but you could, and it was just a fucking
You couldn't play the fucking game, like, and obviously Sprout's a fucking thrower. You're trapped in your fucking spawn. It's okay. The Sprout can't fucking get me. Oh wait, throw over fucking walls, get super back, and you're just trapped. You can't play the game at all. And if they're up one, then you're already fucking lost. Might as well just force close the fucking app,
yeah, for
which
sure.
I've done many times.
So then we're up to the summer of 2020, and that would, because I know what summer 2021 is, and I just don't want to get this wrong. It very well could have been second gadgets.
You don't know?
No,
I'm not.
those are summer 2020.
Well, that's what we're talking about. Summer 2020.
Yeah.
First gadgets were summer 2019.
Oh, second gadgets just came out through the year, I thought.
It's very possible. They didn't really waste their time on them, but I will admit I cannot really remember what 2020 was, which means it probably didn't have too much significance. Just I do know that we were all.
Wasn't it the Summer of Monsters?
That was a thing. Okay, the Summer of Monsters.
Yeah, it wasn't that significant. So you're right.
No, really, there wasn't much going on there. So whatever went down during that update was just.
No, what are you talking about? Okay, we're not giving it that much credit. We got Surge, obviously in the Brawl Pass. You can fucking at the time it was fucking revolutionary. Every super he got stronger and he can go up to like fucking 4 levels. I was excited about that.
So we're in a situation here. We're backtracking. That was still the summer of 2019 as well, because Surge came out right after Gale. And that was like the end of the summer, come like August.
What?
So Gale
Pretty sure
comes right.
This was
I'm pretty
2020.
sure. Yeah,
Okay,
Gadgets
well,
came out in 2020, I thought.
holy shit! All I
Mm,
know is that Surge comes right after Gale, so it couldn't have been an entire summer away. Like an entire year up to the summer.
oh, wait. Do you want 2019 or 2020?
Okay, hold the fuck on. Everybody that's watching this shit's as raw as it can be. So
Well, this is our fucking host,
2019.
guys. This is our host, Buzzy.
Yeah, I
Host
love
comes
how my
prepared.
co-host didn't help whatsoever. But
I'm not
uh,
it's not my job, yo. I'm the fucking
you
the
don't really have
co-host.
a
I don't
job.
gotta do shit.
Yeah, yeah, you wouldn't do shit even if you had to do shit.
I don't know what you're talking
Um,
about. Crazy.
so 2019, that was gadgets. I know it was gadgets. Um, and then 2020 was an underwhelming update, but that was right before KTB came out. So okay, that's what happened. Okay, the Brawl Pass came out the next summer. Um, it was not the same summer.
Gadgets came out in 2020.
Gadgets came out in 2019.
No, they didn't. I'm looking at it. They came out in 2020, March 14th.
2020.
Your
Okay, so 2019
president
is
is
irrelevant.
stupid.
I can't know everything. So 2019, fuck 2019. All we know is 2020, and 2020 is when the gadgets and the Brawl Pass came out, which means we have then caught up to the summer of 2021. Now that I know where the fuck we are, we can finally continue this bullshit. So, summer of 2021, that is when they poetically failed by trying to add quote unquote 3.5 new games or fucking modes. And it was the update that also released Buzz and Griff. Griff was a challenge, um, and you could get him mid to late July. And Buzz was the chromatic brawler, my brawler of the pass for, I believe, season. It's either season 7 or season 8. It very well is probably 8, but I can't tell you for sure. But I would bank on it. It really doesn't matter, but they really tried, and it was my favorite Brawl Talk of all time. I'd probably say. I loved it a lot, not just because Buzz was in it. It just seemed like this update was going to be the shit. Like you're looking at basketball, volleyball, and hold the trophy, which was obviously weird as hell. Then Present Plunder coming back and all that shit too. And then them releasing 2 brawlers, this whole new theme they've
Two
never
good
had.
brawlers. Let's just like fucking emphasize that. Buzz and
Yeah.
Griff. It's a fucking superstar lineup.
Yeah, it was, and very interesting. You get best of both worlds. They are alike to many brawlers. They have attributes to many brawlers, but they work in their own. And it was just very fun. So they tried to roll out just like the previous just like the previous gadgets update where it was like, they're dropping something every week or every other week or whatever. They tried to roll out a new fucking mode, being like basketball or volleyball or whatever the fuck, throughout the course of the summer. And they're like doing it for like every 2 weeks, the mode would be up and then it would go away. But there would be a challenge, like a 15 win challenge kind of thing, but not the actual challenge, but like 15 wins to get 1,000 tokens as a quest. And like it seemed good at first, but it was just like nobody was really doing them. And there were many flaws in those modes. And we did an entire podcast about all of the modes they've tried before. So we're not going to go too deep into those. You could literally just scroll down and look at it and listen to that one because we really went in depth about those. But point being, they missed. They missed really hard. And they really thought it was going to work. They didn't do enough rigorous testing or testing at all for that matter. And to this day, all of those modes none of them lasted, which is a really big hit. They thought that they had at least one money mode there, a mode that would end up being permanent, but the community didn't feel the same, which then had the community resent them for releasing these when they could have done other shit. So how'd you guys feel during that time period?
I felt when the Brawl Talk came out, I was so fucking happy because I always kind of, I don't know, I always like the idea of having a brawler that was really into money in some way, like a skin. But no, they turned it into fucking a brawler. And I was really fucking happy. And I was basically like looking at, like, from that point I was looking at the whole Brawl talk through rose tinted glasses, right? Already in a good fucking mood, and like everything else that comes to the top is like, hell yeah, I'll take that. Oh, fucking President Plunder's back, I'll take that too. I don't know what else the fuck they did. Skins. I can't even name a single skin that came out then. No, the Leon skin. Uh, that's
The
it. The
skins weren't even
diamonds.
that relevant. Skins never stand out, and they started making better ones as of now, but the skins were never anything special that would make an entire summer update. They're not even that relevant.
Yeah, so it's just the brawler, the new pass, and the game modes. And I was looking at the game modes. I was like, yo, these are pretty fucking cool. And I was really liking volleyball. Uh, but I think I went on my vacation then. I just fucking upped and left.
Oh yeah,
So
that did happen. So I guess
yeah,
we'll move to Free Smoke.
Yeah, well, I was actually very excited watching that Brawl talk. I'm like, these game modes, they seem like they are really good. They seem like they have a lot of potential, but they just ended up flopping, unfortunately. I feel like there's just like a few things they could have tweaked, like a couple brawlers that don't really fit in the game that kind of ruined them, but we already talked about that. And during the towards the like middle towards end of the summer, this is where I started to lose interest a lot in the game and started playing a lot less. So during this time is where they I'm sure a lot of people felt the same way, where they're just like, okay, they just left us for like a month and all they gave us was three game modes that
are
are
dog
based.
shit.
Yeah, they're not even that original if you think about it, because they're just like Brawl Ball
Yeah, it
or
exists.
Basketball. That's basically just Brawl Ball but sideways. And Trophy Thieves, we already saw Present Plunder like a bunch of times before then. Hold the Trophy was just absolutely terrible. Volleyball was my favorite, but a lot of people just didn't seem to like that, and that's just because there were like three people you could play, and if you weren't playing them, it was basically unplayable. So I can understand why people didn't like that one. And I did my quests, I did the challenge to get Griff for free, and then I'm like, okay, this game is getting kind of boring now. And that was the beginning of the downfall for the game, I feel like.
Yeah,
Yeah,
and what did they do to recover after this amazing summer update?
I don't even
Uh,
remember.
no, I remember you weren't there. So
Oh
on
yeah,
August 21st of 2020, or 2021, is when they dropped the next update, which would be commencing the next Brawl Pass, who the next brawler was going to be. It was pretty exciting. And then it was like, okay, Ash is coming out. So you're like, okay, Ash is pretty all right. He has some interesting mechanics. He's probably the most complex brawler in the game to this day, to an extent. His super doesn't really scream complex, but him as a brawler himself, his base abilities are pretty cool. So he was pretty interesting and everything was nice, but then they decided that the part of the game that needed the most work and urgent care at that exact moment was clubs. So then they announced that they were going to ruin clubs forever, and we had a whole podcast about that. A really popular one, to be honest. That one kind of did very well, given we're not that far into this, but that one got a lot of traction right away. So if you want to search that up, it's just look in the fucking channel. But it's why Club League was a terrible update, and obviously the KTB podcast at the front. So we went into like really into depth with that one, so we're not going to really talk about it. But the game just wasn't going to like change that much. Like the things that they needed to change off of that update, all it was going to do was just disrupt the community, which was already beginning to separate, and then just separate them more. And they really struggled during that time period to really find their footing, but it didn't look like they cared. So um, and they didn't drop an update since that's really recovered from that just mess of a summer update. And now here we are, up to June, and we're trying to figure out what the fuck is going to happen here, because you cannot drop something that is in comparison to the last summer update. it has to blow that one out of the water, or you are going to lose people's attention. The ones who still are willing to stay up to this point, when you ruin clubs and made them what they are now, and Club League is becoming extremely stale and needs some fixing, ASAP. And, none of the modes you dropped last summer hit. Your best summer was the summer of gadgets and the Brawl Pass, and you've never been able to get that kind of activity back. We know it. And, the ones before weren't really relevant. So you have to drop an update that, Star Power One was good too, but you have to drop an update that is on par with those ones. And it needs to be in the conversation that this update is debatably better than those ones. So there are some things that need to be addressed. You guys want to begin?
Yeah. Well, before that, we went over all the other summer updates to just emphasize the importance of this update needs to be fucking good. I would even say if it's dog shit. Imagine if it's dog shit. It could just be the end of Brawl Stars. I'm not even fucking lying. If it's gonna be fucking bad, if it's gonna be another fucking summer update that we got and we're fucking left dry, because I've heard from you and Goofy how like there's fucking nothing to do during that whole month. There was no content. There, like it was just like a normal fucking every day was just like normal Brawl Stars. Like where the fuck is the update? Like you couldn't really fucking see it. You can feel it. And if we have the same feeling now, then it's just like it can't happen. So that's why we're doing predictions and we're trying to like concoct the best summer update. And hopefully, we predict the future.
Hopefully. So, Sea Smoke, I need you to give the first. Well, we have predictions, yes, but there are some things that need to be fixed. So we'll kind of start with like the minor. Okay, they're not minor issues. They are major issues, but they're not as exciting as like our full blown predictions. These are things that are kind of like, patches, like things that they need to fix that are already a thing. The predictions that we actually have and are going to talk about, after all this is out of the way, are like purely things that have like are not here yet. Like just ideas that we have come up with that would actually help. So, Sea Smoke, lead the way.
Well, obviously, people are very tired of the way that the club system works. And honestly, a new game mode would be a nice thing to add if it's a good game mode and it's not just the only thing expected to carry the update. That could be cool because the regular game modes we have are getting a bit stale, just playing them continuously. The gear system, obviously, people are not happy with the gear system, but I feel like that can wait until after they fix Club League and the clubs in some way, because that's not the worst thing in the world. But also like the balance of the game, a good set of balance changes would be very helpful and go a long way in just making the game feel fresh and fair, because there are just so many broken brawlers that have been neglected for so long.
In both ways, yes. I think we can all agree that there are some brawlers at the top that needs to get dragged way the fuck down, like a fucking full ass like Gene Super all the way to the end of the fucking map. And there's some other ones that need the opposite. They need a lot of fucking love. They've been like a abandoned dog that you'd see in the fucking street for all this time. They need a fucking forever home, and it would really make like a long wait. Like imagine having fucking. Well, I guess I'll just say it now. Like imagine Penny being fucking meta. Imagine I don't know Dynamite actually being top tier for once. Just maybe. Like he's been in the game since the beginning. And he's had his fucking, he has the fucking stun gadget. After fidget spinner, he fucking needed that, but he never. I just want to see a new meta, like brawlers that's never been like that fucking, captivating for come good.
Yeah, for sure. And definitely this update needs to come with Buzz and Griff's new gadget. They're the only two that don't have the second one. Every brawler they're releasing at this point already has them both. So they need to catch up. I think that that's something that's on the schedule. We obviously have had some insider information about that. So we know it's coming up and it would make the most sense for it to be out. I feel like that's like on their plate right now. So this update is going to have the Buzz and Griff second gadget, which obviously I'm very excited for. I mean, I main Buzz, I am Buzz, so I'm very happy to see what they do with that. But that's not going to make the entire update. I'm just one person and not everybody likes Buzz. So they need to obviously fix Club League from becoming stale because it's really stale right now. And I also don't want to go too into this because I think next week, actually, no, we're not going to do it next week, but we're going to have another podcast after we know what the summer update's going to be, talking about our stance on Club League. Because we talked about how it was terrible, but now we want to talk about on how to fix it because you can't just complain and whimper about everything. You have to adapt. So we want to give our opinions on that, but we're not there yet. We got to wait till this Brawl Talk comes on the 18th or the 25th. And then obviously the Brawl Talk following, or the podcast following, we'll be talking about the update, but then the podcast following that one will probably be about Club Leagues. So for now, they obviously need to balance the game a lot. A lot of brawlers need their chance to shine, give Lou the fourth ice cream cone, and fucking revert all the dumb shit you're doing with him, or snow cone. And just a lot of things need to change in that manner. They need to stop teasing present plunder and just put it in the game. Like, I don't think a lot of people are really fighting for that. Like, I could care less if it's there or not, but I don't see why it shouldn't be. Like, you keep bringing it back on some bullshit, then just let it stay.
It
And
deserves better than to be like a fucking like I think a lot of people would have a lot of fun with it, especially when the game modes are getting stale. I think a new one, it's not new, but like it could definitely be a permanent addition.
yeah,
At
make
least
it
in
like go on.
at least in like friendly battles, like let people have it
Oh,
in
it's only
friendly
getting
battles.
started about
What's the
friendly
worst that could
battles.
happen?
They could do a lot of shit with friendly battles, including making the shit you've made instead of just fucking deleting from the game, fucking like it never fucking existed. Maybe just put into friendly battles, just maybe, just
Yeah,
try it.
every game mode you've ever put in friendly battles doesn't mean they have to be able to be made in Map Maker. That's not the fucking point. The point is somebody out there, a large group of people probably enjoyed that game mode a lot, and then you just took it away and never addressed it again. So it's really not fair. And if people really want to play that, and that's going to keep them playing your game, then stop jacking off and put that shit in friendly games. So I'll be one of those guys that actually want to play those modes. I'll probably be having some friendly games just to play some Present Plunder or something. So, or Trophy Thieves, whatever they want to end up calling it. And just a lot of shit regarding that. I want them to make it feel like the community actually has a say. And we're still talking about modes, but they need to just, even if they don't want to do the whole friendly thing, they need to pull up all of the modes that they've tried to drop in the game and have like a whole fucking elimination round kind of thing. And you'll pair them up in twos, like in a bracket every single week. And then by the end of the summer, whichever ones were getting the highest amount of plays every single week, there's like two modes left. And you either add them both in or you have them be a face-off. Maybe the last two modes that have been in the game before that people like are Present Plunder and then Payload, for example. And then it's like the community knows that if they play that game mode the most throughout the whole time, they can get their game mode in the game. And a lot of people will take that personally. So people will be, having like, riots trying to get people to play fucking basketball, for example. And that's just like a minor thing. I feel like you could put that in as like a side event and it really wouldn't deter anything that you're doing. Like, I don't see why that would be such a big deal. And you could do it for multiple. It could be one mode or multiple to add to the game. I understand why it's a lot with, actually having people that are queuing up to play it. So people aren't just sitting and matchmaking the whole time. It actually has to be like optimal for them to play that. But I feel like there are some modes that people will play and, maybe not as much as the ones that are standard right now, but probably more than Hot Zone. So that's a start. Okay. And they need to animate all the rest of the pins in the game. I don't know why there's still some that aren't. Just get all of that shit out of the way so you stop wasting your time doing it. I just want them to finish all these little stupid things so they stop wasting their time. And, kill all the glitch clubs that are just sitting at stupid amount of trophies that aren't even possible with no members.
Yep, that's been there for like over half a year, right?
No, an entire year. So get rid of them. Stop fucking around. And just everything that needs tweaks, deal with it. You need to have a blank canvas in order to actually deliver the summer update that people want. And yes, a lot of these things will have to be addressed in the summer update, but the sooner that you can get to a blank canvas, as I'm talking to the devs when I'm saying this, is the sooner that you can recover this game and your profits and actually recover your community, because it is rapidly dying. At the very base of everything, all you got to do is check Kairos' YouTube channel. He was the guy. He was the main guy, central point of everything. You see him struggling, that's when you know the game's struggling. And just, what do you guys think?
I think you go see Smoke. I need a minute.
Okay, well, yeah, you just need to get the strong foundation to build on top of. If you don't have anything on the foundation, you can't build good stuff on top of it. And honestly, they've had success in the past with their summer updates when they release something where they can just have the 3 gadgets a week coming out in the shop, and you gotta see which ones they are. And do you want to get them from the shop, or are you gonna wait and save up your gold for the next one to come out? Or there's a new star power every week or something, and you want to stay up until 4 a.m. whatever it is, and see what they are, and see if you get something good in your shop. And they didn't do that last year, and it was one of their worst summer updates ever. So they could, I don't know what they could do. They would have to add something new to be able to release in the shop every week, but they could do a lot of things with that.
Yeah, for sure.
I think we all know where this is going with the fucking releasing everything in the shop. There's been a tried and tested formula with this that C Smoke was bringing up, and it works. It really fucking works throughout the whole summer, throughout the whole month when they're absent. The community is still having a fucking field day, with new shit in the shop, and that's why the safest bet for them, and probably the easiest, right, coming up with this, having 3rd star powers. It's going to happen eventually, and I think that when people are not in a good state of mind in this game right now, a lot of people are leaving. A lot of people are questioning whether they should keep playing. This would have the same effect as the 2nd star powers, which everyone fucking loved. Everyone loved because everyone has their favorite brawler or a couple favorite brawlers, and when you see them get new play styles, because that's what star powers are, right? Play styles. It's oh shit, how can I play this guy like this or this guy like this, and I can use it with this gadget, especially since gadgets are out. And it's just gonna be so fucking fun. It would just be, it'll keep the what's it called? It'll keep the players entertained, and till they can do something really fucking big. And I'm not talking don't do club league, but if they're not going to do club league, then star powers is what they should do, because it's the safest. It's everyone fucking love it.
Yeah, 100%. I think that out of all the ideas that I could truly come up with for this update, and I have tried, the one that I've kind of set my sights on that could recover this game and just be on par, and that's up to them with how good the star powers would actually be, but to be on par with the other summer updates where they've rolled out gadgets and these star powers previously. I think this game is kind of in need of something like that, and I don't think they should add another button. There shouldn't be another version of gadgets or some other ability. They don't need to do all that. They got gears now. Settle down. Okay, so I think it kind of has to be 3rd star powers. Because we're not doing 3rd gadgets before 3rd star powers, so it's it's got to be star powers. I think. I just really don't know what they're gonna do, because they need something like that, and I think they know that they need something like that. At least I would hope they do, and they're not just delusional. But they just need to drop it in waves like they have before. Maybe, mix it the fuck up. Gears mixed it up, but that was just attributes that all brawlers can have. But this is something that would be individual to each brawler and could actually inspire people to try that brawler and actually realize that they like them this whole time or something and actually get into the game. It makes people want to play every brawler. That's why it's so good when they do something like this. Why wouldn't you try it? You got a new thing. Why not give it a shot? See if you actually like that playstyle. Same with gadgets. Why not try it? I'm sure when everybody was there for that gadget update, they played every brawler. Even if the gadget was stupid, they played it just to try it. And I know I did. And I found ones over time that I ended up liking the most. But we're at the point where they need to drop 3rd star powers. I don't really know what else they could do other than all the minor I guess boring fixes that we said, but those are still crucial to the game. But if they want some more content, especially since Club League is catching a lot of people up with a club shop, and they don't give you boxes in the club shop, so it's still more things to unlock. It's more progression. People are willing to spend coins on that. So it actually keeps the club shop relevant because people might be spending their especially if they're beginning to be maxed out like me, like I'm pretty much done. I'd be buying club coins, hypothetically, which I won't, to buy coins and then use those coins to buy the star powers in the shop right away so I can have them. I won't be doing that, but I know some people will. So do you guys like, unless there's like another idea, we can kind of hyper focus on this one. But do you guys have any other one that's like on par with this?
I was gonna say gears, like fixed gears. They're not in a good place right now. They could be so much fucking improved. In terms of actually being able to fucking get them instead of spending years or thousands of dollars to get them. Especially when a new one comes out, it's just a flawed system and it needs to get fixed. But in terms of content, Brawl Stars needs content right now. It desperately needs content, and I don't think that the gears will do the community justice, right? The star powers, everyone's familiar with star powers. Everyone likes star powers. And having fucking more of them, no one's gonna fucking complain. I don't think people are just gonna be happy. People will always be happy. It's not gonna be controversial, and I think that's what they need right now. So I think, as well, star powers are the way to go.
You got anything to
Yeah,
say, Cecil?
I agree. I mean, I don't see a way where adding more star powers could actually hurt the game. Like, sure, people might say like, "Oh, well, now I have to do more to max out my account," but like, even if you don't get the third star powers, you still have a star power to play on that brawler. So it's not like you need all three because
Yeah,
you
you got two.
still have that extra ability. But
Yeah.
you know, that's
With
just another option for you.
Yeah,
Go
with
ahead.
gadgets and gears, that was like you actually needed those to compete at the highest skill level. Like you wouldn't be able to compete. Yeah, I mean you could, but you're just at a severe disadvantage for no reason. Uh, but if it's a third star power or a third gadget, you don't need them. The two star powers and two gadgets that are already in the game are fucking fine. You don't need any of the new ones. It's literally just a choice. It's intriguing enough. It makes people want to give it a shot. So you heard it here first. That's our prediction. I really don't know how else they can handle this. If they actually are intending on fixing the game, that's the update to drop. And obviously, you guys will come back to this and you guys will hold us accountable. So if we actually have nailed this, which I think that I'd say it's 50-50.
50-50. You think there's a
That's
50% chance of fucking coin flip that they'll do star powers as the main
I
shit?
think it's that, or they do something else that doesn't help. And their heads up their fucking ass. That's one of the two.
So 50% chance that this game kind of just fucking dies, and 50% chance that it's going in the right direction.
Yeah, I'd say so. They really need this update. I've talked to countless amount of people that are just spent from club leagues. Done. Absolutely done. You already tore the community apart. You forced it to be competitive. You are
Oh
not
yeah,
allowing.
like why not just like 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 you're already adding all this other shit to this update. Why not do an opt out feature for Club League? Because they
Please.
definitely have to be able to see that people are being spent on this, and it's not like a fucking it's kind of like a fucking day job. I mean, obviously you and C Smoke would know, and others, but not me. But I mean, I at least understand it. And it's like to do it every single week, 3 times a fucking week, is hard. And an opt out would do wonders.
It
I think.
would.
Yeah, and make it so like only 15 people in the club actually have to play, or better yet, increase clubs to 50, and then you have 20 people and maybe every day, say someone can't make it, you sub one of those bench players in for that day, and that would work much better. People wouldn't have to feel like it was a nonstop grind to just get these club coins, and make it so that all the people who are just like opted out and benched are getting the same rewards as the people who are playing, because it's not a grind to play every week because you don't have to now. Only a few people have to play.
Yeah, and we do have a lot of pressing opinions on that, and we'll save it for the club league one. But that was a big point that we'll
Yeah.
still address more in depth then. But we've landed somewhere, and it seems like there's two choices here. They fuck up or they make the right call, the right KTB call. And that is to add third star power. So now we can. So the rollout of the 3rd star powers, there are 57 brawlers in the game, and there will be 58 when they announce what the next fucking Brawl Pass is going to be, or whoever's going to be on that. Maybe they drop 2 at a time. I wouldn't, because they just did Janet and Bonnie, but who knows? And there will be 58 brawlers in the game, which means a 3rd star power for all 58 of them. And is the one that's released, or are they going to come out with 3 star powers and 3 gadgets right away? Like, are they going to be like the first one that has it, kind of thing? Or are they going to get it later? So I don't know. Doesn't really matter to me. But so doing some fucking simple math here, fucking whip up the calculator. I might even be able to do this in my head, because I know that 8 times 8 is 64. 8 times 7 is relatively close to 58. It's 56. So
What are you trying to do?
I'm saying that they should be dropping because there's 8 weeks, 4 in July, 4 in August. So they should be dropping.
They should probably just be doing 4 a week, because there's more brawlers and you don't want it to be spread out too much. So
that's true, but it will exceed the summer. It will go into fucking October, which I'm not complaining. It might have, but I don't think so. I think they kind of just caught up around August. There weren't as many brawlers back then. It was only 40 when they were releasing gadgets. And then when they released 2nd star powers, it was probably 30. So
maybe 5.
Now that there's 58 coming on 60, they can't just do 4 a week anymore. So I think the formula here is drop 7 or 8 a week every week. And maybe not all at the same. Maybe drop them every fucking 3 days or so. There's another 4 or something. I really don't know, but they need to do something like that, because there's too many brawlers that exceed the old rollout. So they need to get it through the summer. They want this summer to be eventful and crazy. Then they need to drop the 3rd star powers and have them so they can get them all out in July and August, and then have it so the update that comes after the summer update is just balancing all of the broken star powers that will emerge. And just a pure balance update. Nobody's complaining about a balance update. That's what I wish every update was, until there was no more balance changes. That's how I would run a game. And then once the game is, blank canvas, you can actually build on a lot of things. And then when a brawler becomes broken or something's, up with them, they're so highlighted because all the other ones are already balanced. You can tell that this one is a problem. But when there's half the roster is a problem, what the fuck are you going to do about it? They're just not addressing it fast enough. But
yeah, I don't think Adrian agrees. I think you and him differ in that.
Oh yeah, clearly Adrian King, the head of balance changes, the one guy.
The man in charge of all the balance changes you've ever seen in Brawl Stars.
Yeah, beautiful, isn't it? But I guess for now, since we've kind of got out our prediction, we could start predicting some star powers. Why not? I mean, how wrong could we really be?
I think you should go first. Obviously, with your Buzz, you probably have you have a pretty gay relationship with Buzz, so you know him inside and out. So I think you'd know, the best 3rd star power.
I would say that his 3rd star power isn't going to be that hard to come up with if they were to do it. I'm calling it now. It'll be who had this before? Somebody had a feature like this. I forget who the fuck it was, but it's impact damage. So Edgar, when he lands his super on you, kind of thing. But I was just trying to refer it to Gene's pool, but I don't believe that was actually a thing. So impact damage immediately, base damage. So his star power makes it so that when he grapples onto a brawler or the AoE, if they're in that little AoE, that will do a base maybe 500 to 1,000 damage. That'll be the star power. That's all. And that is actually viable. Very viable. That could be the difference between getting a kill or not. Base damage, you can never really go wrong with that. So that would be my first prediction.
How much base damage though? Because I'm sure it's not going to be something obscene. Here, I think you'd be fair.
I just said, bro. I said 500 to 1,000, anywhere in that range. I wouldn't exceed 1,000. That would be too much, because his shot as a whole right now does 3,000 if you hit every one, which you usually don't. So you're probably doing a little over 2,000 with every shot. So that would help a lot. But you would be grappling onto somebody, and that would secure you a full hit on them probably. So that damage from the base damage and then one full hit, you would have already done 4,000 plus damage to them, and that's where it starts to get ridiculous. So for the sake of the game, I don't think it should exceed 1,000. So I'm sending it to Sea Smoke. Give me a star power, not for Buzz.
Well, for like somebody like Brock, maybe when they like, I have no idea honestly. Brock could like, I don't know, when he hits his super, like maybe it reloads his shots more. Like when his super hits, he gets some reload for his main attack, and that could be pretty game changing because it's pretty hard to hit your super, especially if you have the base one where it's only like the few rockets, not that like new star power that he got pretty recently where it's like double the amount. But if he gets that reload, he could super, and then maybe there are like two shots, and he has those two shots right away, and he could just finish off the kill.
Yeah, for sure. Another thing that I'm swinging it to Krong after for star power, but something that we didn't note, which I might as well say, star points were dropped and have been underwhelming ever since they were a thing in the game. Please make new 50K star point skins or 100K star point skins. Fucking even 200K star point skins. Do something crazy. Like I have 225,000 star points and I have
1
no
million
use
star point skins. That would be the biggest flex ever.
I have
like, bigger
no
than
use.
50K.
Like my star points are just sitting there. I don't care about like every time I get enough star points from season reset where I buy the big box or maybe even two big boxes in the mega box, whatever it is in the shop, I can purchase that and still have gotten plus a return from the season reset. So I'm not actually losing any star points. And the Power League skins are usually not that incentivizing enough for me to actually go and fucking do it and then get the 25K to buy them. And even after that happens, it's not like I'm losing shit. Like I have still a fuck ton of them. So please do some with star points. That had so much potential. And if only I knew, you drop gold bow and gold crow, I'm like, holy shit, they're gonna do all these other ones. I'm so excited. What's it been, 3 years? Fucking like, are you kidding me? Nothing? Like the skins, they haven't even tried to do it again. Like it's so boring. Like I'm not copping gold. I could buy gold bow and gold crow, but back then it was like, holy shit, man! Like 50K, that's such a flex. Like you could get that skin, but now it's nothing. It's baby food. It doesn't even fucking matter anymore. So they need to drop some 100Ks. Those have gotten washed the fuck out. Like they're not even like a presence in a game anymore. You're like, oh cool, gold crow, gold bow, yeah, whatever. Like you don't even like get hype at all. Like holy shit, this guy must be good because he had all those star points. It's like anybody could get those star points.
Yeah, it's bad when a player who doesn't play their game, can buy both of them as well. That's not right. They've been denying it for too long.
We got that out. I just saw it and thought of it. So Krong, swing a star power.
Okay. Rocket number 5. Brock has 5 rockets instead of 4.
Shut the fuck. Give a real one. Pick a different brother.
Brock has always struggled with all his rockets, never fucking hitting. He always needs one more. He's like, oh, if only I had one. No, I'm joking. Okay, this is serious, and you might think I'm high. You might think I'm crazy. I want Penny, her star power. She can have 2 turrets on the field, 2 cannons. 2 cannons. That's it.
No, that's not even bad. It's just straight up like, how often is that going to really happen? And it's a punishment for like if they fucking can't destroy the first one, then
well, they're gonna destroy the second one. Shit, you're gonna have just 2 always on the field, and then they're gonna give supercharge and shit. It's gonna be like a cycle.
Or if you just let them charge their super that fast, like you deserve to have 2 turrets shooting at you.
Yeah, it's really like it would cause like Penny would go meta, but you'd have to be good. That's like a skill cap. And if you can pull it off, getting 2 mortars down, you've pretty much secured the game. And if you fumble that, you're terrible.
Yeah.
Especially if the mortars are shooting at different times. It wouldn't be as bad if they shot at the exact same time, at the exact same location kind of thing. But what you want to do is you want to set one up to the left, set one up to the right.
And then it's like
And
a alternate, so it's like instead of like a fucking done, which is like, you know, two of the same fire, it's like done, done, done. That's so messed up. But again, if you're getting that to that point where it lasts the whole fucking game, then you deserve it.
Or
yeah,
maybe even if once you place the second turret, the other one like they both like have half health of the original turret to make it more balanced. Like you could do something like that.
Yeah, like yeah, that would work. But you know, Penny's not in a good state. You know, I'm assuming Penny's balanced. So, uh, and also you got to keep in mind it's not going to be Balls of Fire Penny. Balls of Fire Penny is still pretty good, but I mean like two already. It's beefy fucking damage cannons shooting at you. That's just sick. So I'm imagining this on a balanced Penny. I don't know how that looks like. I've never fucking seen it before, but I can only dream that it's fucking good, fun. And this would be
yeah.
fun as shit.
That took me a minute to click that Balls of Fire wouldn't actually still be doing or activating on those turrets. But now that I know that, that's not even unfair, is it? Like, it's not even Last Blast either. You don't get that either. It's a whole new thing. You could just have two fucking mortars, and the mortars aren't too great when they don't have Balls of Fire or the Last Blast at the end, which Balls of Fire is obviously better, but Last Blast has its moments. And but this one, you get two mortars, so I mean, what's that's fair. That's pretty fucking fair, to be honest. I've never thought of that. So like with Penny, it would work, but if you were to throw the same thing on Jesse, it would kind of just be stupid. Uh,
Yeah.
but with Penny, it'd work. So yeah, that's a nice one. So what time is it? We've been doing this for hours, 6 minutes. We could cycle through. We could each do another star power, or maybe two, and then we'll wrap this up. But we want to ding somebody. I want to come back and say, you know, we have credibility and like clearly we know what we're talking about. So we want to build up an audience. So if people see our predictions, we're hitting Kairos predictions, getting them right. Like I think people will actually want to listen to what we have to say. So there's no harm in sending some predictions.
I have an idea I could say.
Yeah, go for it.
Shoot.
Barley, maybe if you throw your attack at someone and they take one tick of the normal damage, and if they take a second hit from that same puddle, maybe it's
Ooh,
like that damage at plus half of the damage. So, and then the third
Ooh.
tick, it would be double. So you don't want to be standing in the same barley attack for too long, or the damage starts ramping up.
Oh god, I'm getting flashbacks to Barley when he can go on the high safe and just fucking wreak havoc, take 50%. I have a feeling because imagine that on the fucking high safe. That would be fucked.
yeah,
That
that's
would be a
scary.
must pick.
Oh, very,
And
very
also
scary.
it would also have to the second star power of Barley is already like a flat damage boost. So like would it outshadow that?
It
It
would be a
depends on how
skill. It
good
would
of a
be
barley you are.
Yeah, it's a play style. If you aren't as confident in your barley, but you want that more damage, then you're going to use the second one. But if you know that you're good enough where you can probably make people trip on their fucking feet and stay in a puddle, maybe even multiple for more time, then you pay off. Or maybe it could be some other effect instead of like more damage. It's something to do with like I wouldn't say slowing them down or something, but something could happen. But I definitely could see something like that working. I don't know if they go for it. The penny one I can see possible. That would be interesting. The barley one would also be interesting, but it's pretty similar to the second one. It's just a different version of it. So I'd be interested to see them do that. I would like that. I personally use this healing one, but I'd be open to try that. And I'll swing out another one. This one I'm not too confident in, but it would potentially save Carl because he's been in a very rough spot for a long time. And they keep tweaking his range and then fucking uh, going reverting it. And now it's gotten to the point where they've tweaked his range and actually gave back what it used to be. But Carl just isn't good somehow. It's like they didn't even nerf him, but somehow he's still not good. So it's because his super is always a problem. His super is always going to just be an issue. So how about with this star power, his super is resistant to knockback. Okay. And you can't disrupt his super.
Man,
And
that should. You know what? That debatably. Oh, you go. I didn't know
yeah,
you.
yes, debatably should be a base ability. I know, but um, I just I don't know. He needs it, man. And I'd be willing to sacrifice his faster throw in order to get a super that never gets disrupted. To be honest, so please consider it.
I was thinking like it should just be part of his protective pirouette star power because I mean that one it's so mid. It's like a D tier fucking star power. It's not that good. And if like we've seen it before, you know, you fucking buff that shit. Carl is really fucking good. But I like the fact that you know if it's not like fucking you can't fucking kill him. Uh, but you can. It's either you can't fucking kill him in that state, but you can disrupt him, or you can kill him, but you know he's still gonna come at you. You can't fucking disrupt him. So I wish you know that could be part of that star power. Combine the two.
Yeah, that would be terrifying. But yeah, I agree. Maybe nerf the shield, but then add that. Uh, it could be possible. What do you think, Steve?
Yeah, it could be like he has a little bit of a shield still, but his super just doesn't get interrupted, and I think that would work pretty well because then you would still get the extra benefit of the shield, but and your super would actually be like good because most of the brawlers in the game they have like a stun or knockback or something that just makes Carl super useless, and Carl just needs some love from the devs.
I actually have another idea that just came to my head. I'll let Kron go after. So this one would be assuming that they reworked Stu because he's obviously been broken for a while. And they keep tweaking his damage and shit. Like, that's the problem. That's not the fucking problem. The problem is that he can get his super and never stop getting his super. So, first of all, they need to make it so because he shoots 2 ammo at once. So, why the fuck is it only 1 ammo that gets him his super? It's so brain dead easy to hit. You can just auto aim with him. So, they need to nerf Stu to make it so that it takes the full attack or one of each attack uh, to get the super. So it charges half with each bullet, and then make his third star power where he only needs to hit one bullet to get his super, and that would probably balance him entirely
You
because then they would
think?
get the. I think so because then the first and second star power, you wouldn't get to activate them as much with the Gasso heal. You'd have to hit 2 bullets to get your super, and you wouldn't be able to chain it near as fast. And then you would get your long dash after. They could even make the long dash longer, maybe if it's. I doubt it though, but they could. And then I wouldn't say buff Stu though, but that would fix him, I think. And then that would have his long dash be more important because you get it less of the time, but maybe make it a little longer and then it's more prominent. But then his third star power, um, you make it so that he is how he is, which is already broken. He doesn't even need a star power to be broken. You could just chain his super, go, 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 and just make it so that then he fires 1 bullet to get his super. But then he doesn't get those 2 other abilities, those 2 other star powers. I think that would find Stu his actual place in this game and stop having him be meta all the time.
Yeah, and a skilled player would still be able to use Gasso heal very effectively because they would be hitting their shots a lot of the time if you'd assume if they're skilled.
Okay, I have one. And it's for Leon. And I feel like they've kind of covered a lot of the tracks with Leon in his star powers, right? Like healing and going fast. I mean, what else can you do? I think when you pop Leon Super for a second or two, everyone is revealed if they're invisible. So if they're in Sandy Super and they're in the grass, they're revealed for a second or two, and then it goes away. And then, you know, Leon can fucking do what the fuck he do with that information.
Yeah, facts. That's possible. It is very matchup dependent though, so uh maybe. Um
Maybe.
all we need is maybe. We just need a dream. A
Well,
little
this whole
fucking
fucking 3-star power idea is a maybe. It's not confirmed. We're just going off the blind hope that, you know, they have a sense of what the fuck they're doing.
for sure.
Yeah, I mean we just sat here for like 20 minutes and we've come up with quite a few of them. Like if you were actually like sitting here and your main focus was just star powers, you could easily come up with a bunch of good star powers in a very short amount of time. And then you just send them off to Adrian and he does his magic with them, and then you just put them in the game in the summer update. Simple as that.
Yeah, I can see it. Let's all swing one more and let's end this podcast. Just try and do some brawler that hasn't been able to shine for a while. Somebody's been struggling. See if we can recover them.
Man, if I had some prep time, then I would have come up with some good ones. But like whoever's going first is getting shafted, I think.
Yeah, I mean, I just swung the Stu one, so I'll wait.
Oh, how merry of you.
I can think of one for Spike, but he's not really a undervalued brawler.
It's up to you, man.
Yeah, well, Spike, maybe if you were to attack, it would like send out his normal like pattern of the shots, and then like a second or two later, another like shot would go out, and you'd have to be like, in the beginning of the match, you'd have to be like, is this about to send a second shot, or does he have fertilizer equipped? So you really don't know in the first like interaction of the match.
Maybe a better way to go about that would be his pattern. When you throw it out in a random direction, but probably facing front. So it'd be like one of the front four going, left diagonal, right diagonal, or like, I don't even know how many he shoots, but probably front three. I think he shoots 6. So the one that's going directly in front of where you threw, and the one that's going left diagonal and right diagonal. Because more than likely you are throwing towards somebody, so that's what's happening. So when you do that, one of the spike needles isn't actually a needle. It's like a little fragment of the actual plant itself. And then that plant breaks off and then shoots maybe a couple needles from that specific direction. But it's like randomized. So you can't just get too much fucking damage from it. But it is pretty scary. And it doesn't have to be a full attack either, where that specific little fragment is shooting out 6. Maybe it just shoots out 3. And it just applies way more pressure with him. But Spike doesn't need that. He just needs a curveball in there. So I don't know.
Yeah, wouldn't that just be like curveball and crack?
I just don't like where they're going with it, to be honest. I never really have. So yeah, we'll talk about that another day. Krong, you swing one, then I'll go for the finale.
Okay. So I actually got this idea when watching a Kai's rating. He's bringing up Nita, and I think he did a video on like he did a video on new star powers for every brawler, right?
I believe so.
Yeah. Okay. So yeah, we did not steal this off Kairos. Just I don't think so. Buzzy, did you?
I didn't really watch that video, but I saw it.
So we did not steal. But yeah, I was watching that video and I fucking had this idea. So you know how Nita, her attack, it's like a wave, right? It starts and then it fucking ends, and it's like a projectile. It's like do right, and it's fucking like pushing the fucking earth and shit. What if for her star power, she places her bear, and she can push her bear as fast as her projectile by shooting it, and it goes at the end of the fucking attack, and now it is there, and it is fucking. It can do whatever the fuck it wants because it's a fucking bear.
Yeah, and it wouldn't be hyper bear, and it wouldn't be a bear that healed her either. It would just be the base bear.
It'd be a bear in your fucking face because you need a fucking shot at it.
Yeah, that's skill cap. I can even imagine that. You're trying to fight someone on the right, you drop a bear and just shoot to the left, and then there's people over there, so it starts attacking them. It pushes them back. Like, it really help you in a lot of defensive or offensive situations. Yes, I would use that star power, I think.
I would use it offensively all the fucking time. Like, you drop it right in front of you, right? You drop it right in fucking front of you, and then you know how it's like standing still for like a second, and then it's fucking right in front of you, and then you fucking push it. And you can push it wherever the fuck you want. You can put it to the back. You can put it to the fucking forward. You can do it any fucking direction.
You could save his life too. Like he's about to
true.
Something. You can just shoot. So
yeah,
that's awesome.
Like it's taking too much damage, and like like fucking step aside, Bruce. Let me take some damage for you, and then you just push him aside, so you can tank some of that damage, and he's still a threat.
So and you could combo that so well with both of Nita's gadgets, and also That's like a dynamite level star power right there, like Dyna jump level, like
Yeah.
that amount of skill cap right there. That you could use that in so many different ways.
Yeah, I am excited. I would be using the my phone died. No.
No. Oh God. I'm actually kind of surprised. I'm never understanding how his phone's dying and he can still talk.
Yeah, what the heck?
Like his fucking last words before he just goes into the void. So we're gonna have to carry the sea smoke and we're gonna have to
Yeah,
end
that
it subsequently. I
I
can't
guess we
believe
don't.
because say it
I
again.
guess we don't get to hear Buzzy's last star power right there.
Oh yeah,
I'm sure he'll be
unfortunate.
back in a second to tell us all about it. But that's a 1+ moment right there.
Yeah. I
Yeah,
don't think he's gonna. I think it's gonna be like a couple hours before he comes back to OnePlus is not known for their charging capabilities. But
true.
yeah, that I can't believe that happened like the first time because he never charges his fucking phone. Like he fucking wakes up, it's already fucking off the charger, and he's on his phone every fucking day. Every second of the day, he's on his phone. And if he's not on it, if he's going to fucking taking a shit, if he's taking a nap, if he's going out, he never charges it throughout the whole fucking day. Uh, and maybe he could have got away with that when it was fucking brand new, but I mean, he can't
Yeah,
anymore.
the 1+s they deteriorate pretty quickly. Can't trust
Yep.
them.
That's why we get iPhones at KTB.
Yes, sir.
Well, by Apple. Uh, that
Don't
that
don't
shit don't
let
happen.
don't let Goofy swindle you into buying a 1+. He like
He did
makes them
that
in
with
his
us.
basement.
Goofy
He
gets
forces
like
his children to make them in his basement.
Goofy gets like 20% commission that for every motherfucker he gets to buy a OnePlus. I think he's fucking stacked in riches right now. That's why he's not in the podcast. Actually, he's off doing
Yeah,
his little salesman shit.
yeah, and they just send him a new one every time his phone starts to deteriorate after a few days. So
Yep, like
doesn't
you can
care.
see like battery health, like what 99%. He fucking calls up OnePlus. Yeah, I need a new phone. Yeah, I can't deal with this shit. Like it's fucking not lasting me throughout the day. It's awful.
Yeah, and he doesn't share any of these profits with us. He's just keeping it to himself over
Oh
there.
yeah, this is all Goofy's venture. I mean, I respect the man, but I mean,
Yeah,
we're
gotta
over here
hustle.
starving. Uh, we're not as good as salesman as him. Like you hear his accent, and you're like, this guy knows his shit. It's like this guy knows his OnePlus.
Yeah, he almost made me want to buy a 1+, and I've always had an iPhone. It was crazy. I'm like, I need to stop talking to you, or else I'm gonna end up buying a 1+.
Yeah, see, Goofy preys off of teenage white people. That's his primary market. Uh, and I am
Yeah.
not that, so I am kind
All
of
right,
less immune to that.
all right. What the
Is he
fuck did
back?
I miss? My fucking phone
Oh,
died.
no, you're gonna have to watch the podcast for
Yeah,
that.
you'll find out. You'll find out
Okay.
tomorrow when the podcast comes out on YouTube and Spotify in
I
24
actually,
hours.
I actually won't even know until then. That's the bad thing. I'm not gonna go watch it. I'll wait till it's posted. Uh, so yeah, my phone died. Did you guys hear me?
Yeah, you're like, oh
Yes.
no, my phone died.
The best thing about having like bozo ass Android software, you're allowed to say that. It doesn't just die. Uh, like you have like a couple seconds. And I'm an iPhone guy. I got convinced by Goofy to buy some OnePlus
Oh,
gaming
did you
phone.
now? We had no idea. Oh, no.
So
Wow.
I'll be getting
Goofy.
an iPhone after this. Don't worry. Well, I'm back now. I'll swing one more prediction or star power, fucking third star power. I kind of lost my train of thought because that shit really came out of
Let me
nowhere.
catch you up. I had a really fucking good idea with Nita. Okay, you can
I
fucking
heard
hit the
that one.
bear
Uh,
all the way to the fucking shit. You can fucking move it.
I was
High
literally,
smoke,
bro. I was literally
high
about to
skill as
say
dynamite.
that like I was gonna switch to the stun gadget so that I could push the bear to him and stun him. Uh,
Yes,
that
exactly.
that's what I was gonna say, and then my phone died.
And
So
oh no, my phone died. Oh no.
um, so I don't even know if I can come up with another one right now. That kind of just, I wasn't ready for that.
You got
Um,
it, yo. We all did it.
God damn it. So I can think of one for Tick, but that would make me hate the game. So I don't know if I could say.
Yeah, you got to say it. I mean, Adrian's listening. Just so you know, he likes making dog shit balance changes. So just be
No,
aware.
I wouldn't want to end it on this. This would make the game hell. I wouldn't even want to
Okay,
play.
well, no. Now you gotta give the people what they want.
The people don't want this. Okay, I fucking
People,
guarantee you.
I want to hear it. Everyone wants to
Give an
hear
example of something they shouldn't do. Something
Okay,
that
Yeah.
would
this is exactly
absolutely
what
end their
should
game.
not happen. Do not do this, okay? Tick.
it. Rocket
Okay.
number 5.
Tick's third star power. That's why I didn't even want to start. Okay, so his third star power, you know how he drops 3 mines? He just drops a fourth mine in the central points of all 3 of them. Uh, so there's not really a place to dodge. Like you kind of got to be around it. You can't be in the middle of it anymore. That shit's hitting you. Uh, and it would be more damage. It would be like a majority of the time they wouldn't be hitting. You wouldn't hit 1 mine on them. You'd probably hit 2 mines on them, and just it would be too much to deal with, man. I would not want to play a game where that was the thing
It would
because
have to be. It would have to be like your reload speed is like fucking 30% less, or it does 20% less damage. Because that is insane. Like I'm already running into like fucking all 3 of them. So like, add a 4th one. I'm fucking dead after 2 tick attacks. Like tick is not meant to do that. He's meant to be annoying from far range. But that's probably why you're like, don't do it. It's a bad idea.
yeah, please do not. I'll try and think of another one on the spot. I'm trying to think of a brawler that's neglected. You know, I have that prediction, bounce change for Lou, but that's for his base kit. That wouldn't be a star power. Uh, so it's not worth saying, give him a 4th snow cone as a star power. That would just be stupid. Um,
Give him a
so
5th for his star power.
that fucking 5th, that would just be too fucking crazy. Um, I don't know. Maybe another one for Ash. His super, the little fucking rat things, they are pretty frail. They don't have that much health. So maybe, all of them have an extra fucking chunk of health. It's not too crazy. He and it would help him out a lot. I feel like that would be both of his star powers are for his attack. So maybe give one for his super. And they all have like 500 health. Like they have like no health. There's just a lot of them, and single target people suck at them. They can't really hit them. But I think that they should just add maybe like 250 health to each one, or maybe like 500 to each one, and maybe not 500. That would be too much. But 250, have them all be 750, and that would make them so they don't die immediately all the
And he
time.
has more rage like throughout the whole game and shit because they actually hit. They give him rage.
Yeah, definitely. That would help him a lot. I feel like that would actually be viable, and it wouldn't break the game either. It would be a whole different play style, more super oriented, and I would use it. I mean, I kind of don't like his 2 star powers, and now that they've changed how his rage mechanic works, I mean, his first star power was really good, and now it's not as good because they change how the rage works and how hard it is for you to actually obtain it and ramp it up. And the second star power was really good as well when he could get his rage fast because then he was hitting the hard shots faster. And now both of them are kind of in a position where Max is, where both of them aren't really that good. They're kind of just mid. And I feel like this would be an interesting star power that wouldn't break him either. I'd use it 100%, I think. You shouldn't struggle to get a super with him. You have a lot of health, and you could also still have the health gadget. So you should be getting at least 1 super before you die, probably. So make it count. I think that's it, man. I really want to listen to this back, so I don't. I gotta wait till tomorrow, anyways.
There's
But
not too much happened. We were just talking about. Well, we're not gonna even say the audience knows what we were talking about. You don't. You have no idea.
so I'm wrapping this up. Wherever you are listening to this and heard that entire debacle, I mean, check to find the fucking Discord link in whatever YouTube or Spotify. I don't really know where you find out Spotify, but it's somewhere. Look for it. You're probably more familiar with the app than I am. Um, YouTube, however, it's in the description. Follow, subscribe, whatever the fuck it is on your platform. Like, comment, share. I don't give a shit. We love you all. And just make sure that you're listening to the Discord version of this, which we go live and we talk like this, and just to the live viewers who are in the audience, and they get to listen to this unreleased podcast 24 hours in advance. And when we do blow up from this, you're gonna want to say, "Hey, I already knew what they talked about. I was there," and then your friends can be like, "Ah, oh, no way, fuck, man, tell me what they talked about." And you're like, "Nope, you gotta wait for another 24 hours," and that's a flex. So make sure you're keeping up to date. Monday and Friday we record here. Tuesday and Saturday we post. So y'all got any closing remarks?
Fuck OnePlus.
No
They
comment.
That's it.
better make this summer update good, or the game is not going to be in a enjoyable state at all.
Indeed. Supercell, you owe us if you use any of our information or predictions. We want to be credited. So I
Well,
don't
if
care.
they're already blacklisting us, I don't think they're gonna credit shit.
All right. Peace. Thank you all for listening.